Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you get advice you can trust from the Capital Region's leading experts in real estate and all related fields. From the latest real estate trends to the best mortgage rates, from curb appeal to home warranty, this is the talk show that will help you save and make the most when it comes to buying or selling your most valuable asset. Now, here's your host, broker and founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, The Property Shop, John Bevilacqua.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Hey.
What's up, Capital Land? Johnny Gabriel. What's up, my man? How you doing?
Hey, doing great. Happy Labor Day weekend.
Happy Labor Day weekend. It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
There may be 5 days in a row with no rain this week.
That could be possible from what I've seen. Ben Forcucci over here, Freedom One Funding.
Morning.
Chiming in today. He's going to be our special guest, Johnny. What do you think of that?
Fantastic. He should be here. We love him.
We love him. That's right. His T-shirt reads, "Everything hurts."
It does.
So, and you know what? As we get older, that's the God's honest truth.
It's
so
how you wake up in the morning sometimes.
Oh man! But everything's good today, though, because we are on the air live with you guys. The Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Talk Show. And we're on a mission, guys. We're on a mission to bring the Capital Region. Hey, anybody that's listening, you can live stream this show and get it in California, Florida, Taiwan, Tokyo. It doesn't really matter. But our job is to bring our audience the most up-to-date real estate market conditions, tips, tricks, ideas on how to get the place that they call home sold or to buy a place that they want to call a home. And that's what I've been doing for about 20 years. I know Ben's been helping people get mortgages for at least 20 years.
At least. And hey, guys, we're not bragging. We are just applying for the job of helping you find a house or get a mortgage. And, you know, Ben and I got a great topic today because we like to talk about success stories. And you know, Ben and I kind of chatted over this week to figure out, you know, what Ben's having success with in the mortgage world right now, because it is not all doom and gloom with money and mortgages. It's actually a good time to get a loan, buy a house. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick spot break. We're going to listen to a couple of our sponsors, and when we come back, Ben and I are going to chat it up about a really good topic that I think people are going to enjoy about mortgages. Can't wait.
All right.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Hey, it's John Tesh. If you're thinking of selling your home, let me take the stress out of deciding which agent to hire. In the Capital Region, the agent I recommend is John Bevilacqua, founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at The Property Shop. So for 2 decades, John has helped more than 2,500 families buy and sell the place they call home. That's a solid track record, one that's backed up by dozens of 5-star reviews. Hello. In fact, John is so confident in his marketing system to attract the right buyer for your home that he guarantees to sell it at a price and deadline you agreed to, or he's going to buy it himself for cash. And he provides that guarantee in writing. The agent I trust is John Bevilacqua, and he's the agent you should trust too. His name is his promise. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So write this number down. It's 518-957-SOLD. That's easy. 518-957-7653. Or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. I love that one. johnnyhasthebuyers.com, and you'll get your home sold guaranteed.
Hi, I'm Matthew Stonecipher, owner of Ace Home Inspections. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let your agent know that you want to work with Ace Home Inspections because you insist on the best home inspection services in the Capital Region. You can also expect a home warranty, pest inspection, and mold assessment included at no additional cost. You deserve better than just a guy in a truck with a notepad. At Ace Home Inspections, we are fully staffed and here for you when you call 518-727-7091 or visit us online at acehomeny.com.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
All right, we are back, guys. Got Ben Forcucci, Freedom One Funding, in the studio today, and we talk about this a lot. Most of the time, we're talking about houses, right? Single family investments, places that people need to live.
Yep.
And we sometimes skip over the investment side of the business. And when Ben and I were talking about the show this week, Ben's having some good success with a unique property type called mixed use, which, tell what's a mixed use property? Like, let's give a little definition here. So
I think we see them every day when we're driving around.
Okay.
Okay. The most basic one and probably the most popular mixed use is you have a building that has a retail spot on the bottom. You'll see the glass front, whether it's occupied or not. There might be a barber shop or a small retail shop, a bakery.
Right.
You name it on the bottom. And then we got 2-3 floors of residential apartments above that. Okay. Great money makers because you get better rent with the actual business that's renting from you in the bottom,
right?
And you got the stable rents from your tenants upstairs.
Yeah, and it's twofold, right? Because if you're retail or office tenant or whatever's downstairs, you have a vacancy for a month or two, the residential supporting you and vice versa. So if somebody moves out, you got to turn over the apartment. Really the ground floor is kind of paying the main chunk of the expense of the property, right?
Yep. And a lot of times right now, the biggest goal, there's so many people going self-employed out there and staying away from their day jobs 9 to 5. You'll probably get a tenant when you work, if it works out this way, that wants to rent the store below for the office or whatever it is. They also want to take one of your apartments above it. Right. They want to be there till 8 o'clock at night and just walk upstairs.
We call that the live-work opportunity. I don't know if that's a good thing for some people because it's like you can't get away from work. Hey, I forgot to remind everybody, this is a call-in show. So if you have some real estate questions, if you're somebody that's looking for an owner-occupied property and you got a business and you want to live in the same place, actually, we got a place in Cohoes that we just listed that is, it's got an apartment upstairs and ground floor. Used to be a hair salon.
Perfect.
If anybody's interested, I think we just listed for like $110. But this is a call-in show. We don't have to talk about mixed-use properties. You can call Ben about mortgage questions. You can call me about buying or selling your house. Johnny's on the switchboard, 518-476-5900. That's the call-in number, 518-476-5900. So, yeah, we're just talking about mixed-use properties. So there's also the appreciation value on mixed-use, correct, Ben?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, basically, before you had to walk on water and go to your local bank and to try to buy a mixed-use property or even a 6 or 8 unit. 4 units to cut off on residential units for most banks. Okay.
Including mixed use, like 4 units with something downstairs?
No, 4 unit with mixed use, you couldn't even do it.
You couldn't do it,
no,
right?
It flips right into a commercial loan. You got to go to your local bank. You're going to need 30-40% down. You're going to need money in the bank. They just made it too hard for the first-time investors.
Correct.
And there's a lot of first-time investors out there.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't look at today's rate at 6 3/4, 7%. They do a pro forma. They do, which is called, it's a budget on that property. Let's see if it's a moneymaker. If it's a moneymaker, which it always is, our area still has good bang for the buck, when you're looking at prices for a property that can bring in $4,200 a month. Right. Okay, your payment's going to be a lot lower than that. So, a lot of flexibility.
Right.
You can be brand new. You can be not claiming enough money on your taxes. You can go into these programs. The banks are reaching out, trying to get the movement going. And for investment properties, they're moving.
Yeah,
right.
And the appreciation side of the coin is because, I mean, we talk about these mixed use properties. I mean, I think Central Avenue in Albany is probably like the biggest mixed use corridor.
Yeah.
In at least in the capital area that I know about. I mean, you're talking from like Lark Street north to like Everett Road, right?
Yep.
I just sold a mixed use property on the corner of King Ave and Central Avenue that was 3 apartments and 3 storefronts on the downstairs. Now, the reason I bring this up is because from an appreciation standpoint, that whole corridor was just rezoned for cannabis use, right? So now all those values have gone up because of a new use that's
Right. It's not just residential in there.
It's not right. It's so the ground floor can have that cannabis use, which it's been a game changer for a lot of property owners because you only have a small section of where they're allowing that. So so depending on where your property is located, zoning changes, new businesses that are coming in can change that appreciation value of the property, and then that's how we, like you were talking about, determine the value of these properties, right? So how I guess before we'll probably get into the actual loans themselves in the second half of the show, how do they come up with a value of these properties to kind of the underwriting process?
Yeah, the banks really are relying a lot less on the borrower these days. You got good credit scores, and you got 30% down, 20% down. You got a good amount of skin in the game. They're looking more at the properties. Okay, they're looking at the market rents. Again, if you're bringing in $4,000 a month on a 3-unit, and the total mortgage payment's going to be $2,500, taxes and insurance, it's so much easier these days to get into a property like that. Because you can lose a tenant and still be okay on the full payment, paying the whole nut for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, break it down for me, Ben. They'll take the gross rents, right? So if let's say you got 3 apartments upstairs, each bringing in $1,000 a plate piece. I'm just rounding things up because we know $1,000 isn't even isn't real anymore for rent, because I think the average rent in Albany, I said a couple shows ago, was like $1,550 a month. So you got, let's say you got $3,000 coming upstairs, and you got your guy downstairs, the dentist that might be, or the doctor, whoever's downstairs. It's another $3,000. So you got let's say $5,000. You have $5,000 coming in, so you're around $60,000 gross in income. And now, what are the expenses that they'll subtract? It will take away from. We got insurance.
They don't really subtract. They don't subtract it. Really? They have their own formulas. But when I'm working up a deal, that's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
I'm looking at, number one, if they have leases. I'm getting leases. If not, they go off the market rent from the appraiser.
Okay.
But and we always know what it's going to be before. Just like you said, it's not going to be $950 a month anymore for any kind of unit or flat. Of a 2-family. You're $1,250 to $1,600 right now on average.
On average.
So that's what they're going by.
Yep.
If the house, if the price of the house was $550,000 on that, then it's a different ball game. But that's not our property prices around here.
No, they've changed.
You can get in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, you're taking the gross rents, but I'm trying to get into like the actual analysis, right? So because when I help people get into these investments, I base them on the cap rate, the capitalization rate. So we take the gross rents, we subtract insurance, utilities,
garbage removal.
Basically, we look at it as a business, like what income's coming in from the business, what are the expenses, and then we take the actual sale price or the negotiated price, and we divide that by the net operating income, and that gives us the capitalization rate, right?
Yep.
And then from there, that's I believe the appraiser is going to come up with his value, and then everything kind of falls into place from there.
Yeah, on these appraisals now. On the very top of page 3, you've got the market rents for that neighborhood.
Okay,
and that's as far as the banks go.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Now, granted, like
that's
you're saying,
very, very light underwriting process.
Yep. Like the borrower's a different story. You have to really slow down with these borrowers and let them realize, listen, don't just take your total rent here like the bank is doing and take out your mortgage. You got a lot more going on.
That's right.
So I always keep the budgets in front of me just to break it down for these customers. Like, don't forget about this and that. Maintenance, upkeep, all that fun stuff, plowing. So you don't want to rush
money
in.
in reserves.
Absolutely,
just in case.
You might lose tenants along the way.
Yep. Yeah. So I think what we'll do here is we'll take a quick break, because in the second half of the show, I want Ben to kind of break down some of the loan programs that are available, the success he's having to get people into these mixed-use properties. And, a lot of the stuff the general public doesn't have access to. So, using Ben and getting in touch with Freedom One Funding is going to allow people to kind of unlock some of these hidden programs that the general public doesn't know about. And that's the whole point of using Ben. You'll hear him as commercially does the shopping for you. I'll get you the property. We bring you to Ben. We get you the loan, and we're off to the races. And we're going to talk about that after the break on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Real Estate News and Talk Show with me, Johnny B, and Ben Forcucci.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Hi, I'm Matthew Stonecipher, owner of Ace Home Inspections. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let your agent know that you want to work with Ace Home Inspections because you insist on the best home inspection services in the capital region. You can also expect a home warranty, pest inspection, and mold assessment included at no additional cost. You deserve better than just a guy in a truck with a notepad. At Ace Home Inspections, we are fully staffed and here for you when you call 518-727-7091 or visit us online at acehomeny.com.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
We are back, guys. Sitting here in the studio, we got Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Mortgage talking about investment properties, in particular mixed-use properties, which are properties that traditionally have apartments upstairs to support the income of a retail or office tenant in the ground floor. And they make incredible investments. They cash flow very, very well. I've sold a ton of these things over the years. And Ben's got some great financing programs available, and we're chatting about that. So if you guys want to call in and talk about mixed-use properties, you guys want to talk about Ben getting you a loan on a house, or you want to talk to me about anything real estate, give us a call. Johnny Gabriel has got the switchboards on lockdown today. He's working like a madman. He's like a mad scientist back there. 476-5900, 476-5900. Give us a call. So, Ben, where do we start to get the first-time investor, or even somebody that's, owns 5, 6, 7 of these properties? They don't have to be mixed use. They could own just regular apartments. They could own retail strips. Where do they start? What's the process? And talk to me.
Well, the old process was, you had to either have a job for a couple of years and be making enough money to cover your mortgage payment currently on your house. Most investors own their own house first. They're owner occupied.
Primary residence.
And now they got to be able to make enough money to cover that and the new investment property. Okay. And it might not be cheap, that investment property. Okay. If it's a big multi-unit. So these days, banks are looking at it differently. They're looking at the houses and how much revenue they're bringing in. Okay. So now you cannot make enough money at your full-time job. All right. And if you're self-employed, you cannot show enough money. Both ways. Okay, that was the biggest problem for everybody. Not everybody's making $90,000 a year. They're making 50 good incomes, but not to support 2 houses, 2 payments at the same time until you get your place rented for a year or 2. All right, so now, the biggest thing is they call it DSCR, which is debt service coverage ratio. Who cares what it means? But now they're looking at your credit score. You paying your mortgage on time? Are you paying your bills on time? And they will go off of either 2 things. They'll go off of your bank statements, okay? Or if you're self-employed, all right, and you show enough money going into wherever you put it, your personal or your business account, every month where it averages, let's say, $4 or $5 grand a month, enough to cover it. So you can do it that way, or you can go straight in W-2 income. Okay. All right. Where you don't show enough money to cover these mortgages. Okay. You go right into that DSCR program because they're not looking at the income and the debt ratio. They're looking at the property and how much profit it produces. Okay. That's the most popular thing I'm doing right now.
That's incredible. Okay. I mean, if you think about it, it's like, they're actually taking the building itself
and using that as the actual
which they were doing that very little. They were taking this, like we were just talking about off the air. They were taking a really small percentage of the total rents coming in, and it never helped the borrower. Okay, it helped the bank say no, basically. But not anymore.
Okay,
because the rentals are a whole different ballgame. How much rent people are getting these days.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's really good news, because it just opens up the field to a lot more people that have wanted invested in real estate. They wanted to build wealth through, cash flowing properties, and it just gives them more options now that they didn't have in the past,
right.
Which is good for me, because that brings in more would-be investors that want to get into these types of properties. So what options do these people have available? Like, what do these loans look like? Are they funded by the SBA? A lot of people don't understand the inner workings
most of the biggest banks in the country are offering these out. And I'll be honest, the good thing about these loans, they're not like subprime loans. You're not going to pay 9-10%.
Oh, good.
These are conventional loans offered by Freddie Mac. Okay. So they have a lot of guidelines. They can't crush you with closing costs. But just like before, if you're looking at a 3 or 4 unit, you're going to have to put 25% down. Okay, you still got to come up with that good size down payment, and that's why they're more flexible these days. You got skin in the game, they call it. So if it's a $300,000 unit, if you got to come up with $60,000-$70,000, you're going to stay in the game. You're going to fight for that property if you lose tenants, etc. down the line.
Okay, Now, with them being federally backed, do the same guidelines apply for like an FHA loan and a residential where you have chip and peeling paint on the garage?
No, it's more.
You got your realtor painting garage doors.
It's conventional guidelines. It's easy.
It's so conventional guidelines. Okay, great. Okay,
and they look at these as investment properties. They're not as picky.
I was going to say, because investment properties, sometimes they can be rough around the edges. We call those value add opportunities, where you want to go in and you have some rundown apartments that can be renovated, and you can bring those rents that are at
right.
under 1,000, which is unheard of anymore, and bring those up to
that's
market
standards. It seems like you hit it on the head. That's the first thing that my buyers are looking at. Like, I'm getting it for this amount of money for the house. The rents are this, but geez, the other two apartments, they've been in there for 20 years and they're paying 30% below market rent.
Right.
So
that's what they want.
That's what they want.
Yeah. So that kind of leads me into success stories and strategies, and it really comes down to, as an investor coming in with a vision or a game plan, right? Like, I'm coming into this investment, I see the opportunity, the rents are below market, I can come in. Is there rehab money available with some of these loans where people can acquire the asset? It's stable as is, but there might be a small construction fund on the side to help them with renovations and the value add play?
I'll be honest, it gets expensive when you get into the rehab loans with multi-units. Okay. Because right away, the banks don't want to give you $350,000 and then give you another $80,000 to work on it. What they want to do is they want tenants to be in there and start making money right away.
So what do you recommend for somebody that says, "Hey, I like this property, I want to rehab it, but I got to buy it first"? Like, what's the plan of attack for somebody like that?
Plans of attack, just like I did. When I started out, I buy properties. I love it. The real estate, renovate them, sell them, rent them. Is go to your local Home Depot and Lowe's. They'll open up a $25,000-$30,000 credit line for you. So you might have to come up with the money for the labor, or maybe you do it yourself. Right. All right, but there's ways around that these days. When I didn't even have a company, I opened up an account at Curtis Lumber up in Malta, and no problem. Got good credit scores. They'll open it up for you.
Okay.
So there's ways around. There's ways around doing a home equity loan, or just having another $50,000 in a bank after you're buying a rental property.
Right.
You can get work done.
Okay.
It might not take you. You can't get all 3 units done. That's not the way to do it. You do 1 unit at a time. And see how much you spend, recoup your money on rent, and maybe tackle the next one next year.
So there's opportunities to come to you and say, "Hey, Ben, I want to get this 4-unit property. They need rehab. I have equity in my single-family home, my primary residence. We can do a HELOC or a refi to kind of support that, and then pay back the HELOC."
Right. And that's you just hit the number one reason where people get the money from for the down payment on the investment.
That's why we're good, baby.
Yeah,
you know what we're doing here.
You got the equity. You worked hard. You bought your house,
right.
Paying your payment over 8-10 years, and people are like, oh, geez, I feel like I'm not getting ahead. No, you are getting ahead. You got $100,000 in equity in your home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Use it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't do anything for you until you kick the bucket.
That's
you know what I
it.
mean? You got to put it to use.
You got to put it to use, and
Yeah.
that's I keep telling people they're like, oh, we're waiting for rates to come down. We're waiting for home prices to drop.
Yeah.
It's like
Investors don't care. Don't care about rates.
It's not even the investor side. It's just buyers in general that are looking to buy their first house. And I'm like, the longer you wait, the longer the more it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
I mean, at least if you have something under your belt, it's a piggy bank. Buying a house is an equity play. I always say that.
Tangible asset.
Nice tangible
that's always going to be there for you.
But guess what? We're already at the second break here, so our little sponsor break. So we're gonna do a quick sponsor break, and then we're gonna come back and wrap it up on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty Radio's news and talk show with Johnny B and Beverly.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
Hi, I'm Matthew Stonecipher, owner of Ace Home Inspections. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let your agent know that you want to work with Ace Home Inspections because you insist on the best home inspection services in the capital region. You can also expect a home warranty, pest inspection, and mold assessment included at no additional cost. You deserve better than just a guy in a truck with a notepad. At Ace Home Inspections, we are fully staffed and here for you when you call 518-727-7091 or visit us online at acehomeny.com.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
All right, guys, we're back. Ben and I are talking about owner-occupied mixed-use properties. Ben's got a topic, actually a talking point that he wanted to hit that we didn't cover. Go ahead, Ben. Talk to me about the owner-occupied situation.
Absolutely. I was excited about the investor products that came out because I have a lot of investors that have, been waiting for something to help them get into these houses a little bit easier, not showing so much income. But the owner-occupied, the people that are looking to buy a multi-unit to live in, or have somebody else make their mortgage payment for them. The two words, whether you call me, which I'd love to hear from you, or whether you're losing a different lender, is Home Possible. Okay. It's the best program out there for people that are looking to buy a house and live in it. That, first of all, if it's a single family, you can get into it 2-3% down for a conventional loan these days. Okay. The bigger deal is you can get into these multi-units now. If you're going to live in it, 5% down.
Okay.
That was always 5 to 15% down. That's a lot of money because you can be a first-time home buyer now with 5% down, get into a 3-unit. It's actually making money for you with 5% investment.
That's awesome. Home Possible. You guys you heard it here first.
Yep.
So if you guys are looking to either trade up or trade down on a house, looking for the right investment property, give us a call. 518-957-SOLD, 518-957-7653. Ask about our VIP Home Hunter service and our investor newsletter called In-House, where you'll get all these strategies from my company. Ben's financing information's on there as well. Also let you guys know, don't forget your real estate referrals help the community. We're on a mission to raise $50,000 for Make-A-Wish, Capital Region Veterans Legacy Project, and the Animal Protective Foundation. Yes. So anybody you refer over to our company, we will donate a portion of our commission to these charitable foundations. Ben, want to thank Ben from Freedom One Funding for being on the show today. If you want to get a hold of Ben, 542-LOAN. That's 542-5626. Ben, thanks for coming on today.
My pleasure. Enjoy the great weekend.
You guys have a great holiday weekend, and don't forget to tune in next week to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio, Real Estate, and Talk Show. Thanks, Johnny G.
The Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show is presented by Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop. Join broker and founder John Bevilacqua every Saturday morning at 8:30 to hear about the latest real estate trends here in the Capital Region, where to find the best mortgage rates, home insurance, home warranties, and more. To speak to John about buying or selling your home, call now to schedule an appointment. 518-957-SOLD. That's 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. That's JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com.